Hi guys, welcome to this upload right here on WrestlingWithWrestling.com, as well as obviously Pacemaker Diaries, and over to the people that are actually on Gather Not's YouTube channel. Yes, it's going on 3 platforms. I can't believe that, with the support that people are actually giving me on 2 of my main channels, obviously, towards my Pacemaker Diaries. If you didn't know, that's towards my movie collecting and obviously gameplays. Obviously, as and when I can get to do them, but it's mainly movie collecting. So if you're into movie collecting, that's mainly aimed for you guys. And obviously, Gavanos is aimed for the wrestling fan base. But obviously, because this is movie related as well as wrestling related, that's why I put it on both platforms. And obviously on WrestlingWithWrestling.com. So big shout out to every one of you guys listening through to that very platform. Now, one thing I want to actually stress to every one of you guys, I do apologise about this. I wanted to bring this to you guys on Friday, but obviously work commitments, I could not get to the cinema to watch it earlier on in the day because obviously I was working in the night, so I needed my sleep. Same with the Saturday. I couldn't get time. I didn't want to book time off because obviously I'm booked 5 days off for the Love of Wrestling convention, which I'm looking forward to going to. That will be on WrestlingWithWrestling.com, as well as obviously my YouTube channel, Gavai Knots. So I went today with my good old friend Stephen Hollywood, former co-founder of Boys on Tour, when we did that many moons ago. And quite honestly, it was nice to hang out with him and his missus for a bit this very evening, this very windy gale force winds here in the United Kingdom. It's now roughly about 11 PM. So obviously I've only got back. We got to a late showing because obviously him having busy private commitments in his personal life. So big shout out to them for putting me up in their car, and then we just went to McDonald's and obviously to watch the film. And quite honestly, I'm just still emotional wreck over that film. You know, obviously being a wrestling fan for 30 plus years, and obviously speaking to the Knight family off and on over the years, watching how little Saraya being the way she's from little Saraya to now where she's been in the WWE, and quite honestly, to relive them moments sort of based off that documentary that Channel 4 put out. If you have not seen it, try and find it somewhere. You need to see that, and you need to go and see this movie. And it was great to find out that obviously by the looks of it, the showing that we went to, we probably got the last 3 tickets by fluke. So that just proves how much of an impact and reception this movie's got from wrestling fans, and as well as I've seen numerous other reviews having great feedback from non-wrestling fans, and that's a fantastic achievement to open their eye towards professional wrestling. If you've not clapped eyes on it before, you need to watch this movie. How from being young Paige, I'm not obviously giving her a real name, you need to find that out in the movie if you want to. You probably know already. You Google whacked her, not Google whacking, whatever I'm saying. You've already Google searched her, and quite honestly, you've probably come across her real name. But I just want to keep it in kayfabe sort of storyline basis. But all I'm saying is, guys, if you've not seen this movie yet, go check it out. It's worth watching. The Rock ain't in it that much. Vince Vaughn's done a fantastic job. He's been on form as of late. It's great to see him in the drama role more than the comedy stint that he normally does. He's great when he did, I think it was that Riot film, you know, when he was in prison. I forget what his name. I do apologise. He was great in that. And then obviously you see Steve Merchant pop in his own film, playing as Zach's other half's girlfriend to introduce him. But it's sort of one of those British movies with like drama and obviously British comedy, and you've got those sort of British one-liners that anyone would listen to and chuckle at. It's like prime example when Zach's invited his missus's parents over, that they don't like swearing, and Nick's trying not to swear, but he swears and then corrects it with like a different, instead of saying bollocks, he's saying ball bag. You know, it's just one of those things. just thinking back on this film, that Steve Merchant's done a fantastic job on this. Nick Frost did a fantastic role in it. The cast is great. I was really skeptical with certain of the cast roles. I knew Nick Frost had something in him because obviously I know I'm a fan, or as wrestling people say, a mark. I would love to go to MCon based in my hometown, but I'm not being funny towards the providers towards MCon. Is they've only got one guest that I want to see, and I don't fancy paying an entrance movie just to meet one cast member, you know. I would love to see Steve Merchant at one point. I would love to see Florence Pugh, the woman from. But I would love to have them at a convention at some point all together or something like that. I'm not saying in a bad way or a negative towards the people that are MCon, running MCon, to sort of like bash them, if you know what I mean. It's just that I don't fancy paying my money to meet Nick Frost, that much money just to meet one guest. And I'm not disrespecting them, but anyway, he did fantastic. Florence Pugh did a fantastic job as Paige. I was very skeptical with obviously the people that were actually filming on their phone that have leaked clips from this movie. But the way it was edited, the way it was put together, fucking fantastic. They captivated the story. Yeah, a lot of the parts were set up from the movie, but obviously you could tell that. But it worked, you know. I'm just going to say this point blank range. This should be nominated for an Oscar next year, you know, because quite honestly, if I could laugh at it and cry at it, I'm not saying because I'm a mark or a smark, I'm just saying this point blank range. As a wrestling fan, this would appeal to non-wrestling fans. If you've not seen the film, go and fucking see it. You know, the parts I didn't like as such, granted, you had the likes of Paige helping them along, you know, with the women that tried to do certain things. You know, that's where she is ready for who she was. But I knew sort of way they would have captivated that. But it would have been nice if they captivated when she won the. You may have like disregarded NXT completely in this film. I felt it was like a disrespect to the NXT brand of the WWE because she was the first women's NXT champion, and I feel like they should have highlighted that a bit more, heading towards that, and then head towards the Diva Championship that she captivated on the Monday night of the night after Monday Night Raw, you know, when there's a big debut. So, but all in all, guys, I'm not shitting you. It's a fucking great movie. You know, granted that basically the person that was playing AJ Lee, who's now currently a manager on the SmackDown roster, I forget her stage name, but they didn't captivate us that much towards the entity, towards the WWE brand, such as she wasn't dressed as AJ Lee. You know, those little entity things that fans might nitpick at. But if you open your eyes and watch the storytelling towards the product, towards what they had, like from obviously when Paige was on the WAW, it was nice to have them highlighted towards their brand that they worked hard for since, I think it's 1994, if I recall on top of my head. They've been working hard where there was like going through struggling for money, highlighting Ricky's bad past, highlighting Zach's bad past, highlighting Roy's bad past, even though, as far as I can remember, he was not released from prison whilst this was actually based. I think it was before then, but they've actually used that as part of the plot storyline, and it works. It fucking works, and it's great to see they wanted to include the Knight family some way or form, the real people, the real McCoy that people watch. It was interesting to see that the real Roy taking on the guy that was the actor playing Zach, but Roy was not playing himself, if you know what I mean. It was it's a third person image. It's one of those confusing things. And then when you see like the sort of inkling towards seeing Zack Knight in the real version being a drug dealer towards one of Zack's trainees that was picking him up, you know, the actor. So it was nice to have those intertwined. Plus, with certain names you may recognise, like Dave Mastiff, he was one of the tryouts. You see, I think it's DC Dyer. I've seen him wrestle before. He's on obviously the UK tournament, obviously the first ever one they did. So it's nice to see they've included some of the independent stars that have actually made a household name for themselves, and it was great to see that. It was like spotting who's who. Some of them I didn't even recognise, so it's nice to have that sort of entity. They may be WAW real trainees or real wrestlers, I don't know, because I've never been down to Norwich or down the south to go and see them. At some point I would love to do it, but I can 100% guarantee, before I have uploaded this, I've pre-ordered this on Blu-ray. This is my third expensive Blu-ray that I've bought. I'm going to be pre-ordering it through Zavvi. Apparently it comes out on Blu-ray on the 24th of June of this year, and it's 15 quid, so you can't complain. Another thing that is really griped me about this movie, that, yeah, granted, they've had extreme, I mean, how to put it? I'm just out of breath, guys, I do apologise. Because I'm trying not to cry talking about it, because it's such a good movie. You know, I've not felt this good since I watched The Wrestler, but this could top The Wrestler. You know, and that's just my honest opinion as a wrestling fan as well as a movie fan towards this genre. And it's just good, but it's just one of those movies that you can easily get into. You fall in love with each character, but then you realise these mythical characters that are actually in the movie are actually real people that I've known. You know, so it's just mad. It's just a mad feeling just to see that the highlight their hard work being noticed by a documentary that The Rock watched while filming I think it was Fast 7 when they were filming in London. You know, if he's captivated by their story, for him to produce this with Steve Merchant, I mean, I would love to. I know it's a hard thing to say, but I don't think they would do it. But I want a sequel to the part where she's defended her title, going along, see how Zack and Roy are doing on the independency and intertwine that like the way they did in the movie. You know, that's my gripe, but I don't think they would do a sequel, but I'd love to see it. To lead up where Paige gets injury, tried to recover, then she goes back in the ring and then she gets injured again. You know, if they could captivate that in a sequel, would be nice. You know, but a lot of fans might not want that, but I want it, you know? I'm not saying about when she was out with Alberto Del Rio, I don't want to go down that road, but if they want to highlight something like that, so be it, but they'll probably get a lot of shit from him, to be honest, for doing it. But, you know, it's a refreshing movie to go and see, and I've not been to the cinema or pictures, whatever you want to class it as, since I watched Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1. That's saying something, you know. So I'll give this movie 10 out of 10. I don't normally do fucking 10 out of 10 or 5 out of 5 or whatever, but it's just a fucking fantastic movie, you know. And it's great to fucking watch a movie like this. I hope it opens to people that are skeptical of the wrestling industry, that shouldn't as at the back of the corner, you know, saying "fuck off, horror wrestling's fake." It's not fake if you fucking realise what you fucking do and what they have to do and what they deal with. I think this movie could open their eyes to a lot of people that are fucking non-wrestling fans. It's not just about the fucking film itself, it's just about the unity of a family. It shows that wrestling is still a family, even though they are a family, but if you know what I mean, blood's thicker than water at times. But it shows the water of the family is like a family, from the fans to the people that fucking are trainees to the people that do it day in, day out. You know, this is why I love being a part of a wrestling community. And it fucking works, guys. So if you're going to shunt me for being a wrestling fan, so be it, but still, I'm going to fucking shove it down your throat. I don't fucking care. But this fucking movie is fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. If I was a non-wrestling fan, I think this could convince me into being one. Not because of the family, it's just the film itself. But anyway, guys, that's my thoughts and opinions. Tell me your thoughts down below. Please do, either here on WrestlingWithWrestling.com or here on Gavin Knox's YouTube channel or here on Pacemaker Diaries. Until next time, guys, catch you guys soon.